Hello, everyone. Tyler Ford here, and welcome to this week's Tucson Home Inventory Weekly Update, where each and every week I'm going over the Tucson home inventory levels to keep people up to date on what's going on in the Tucson market. So, welcome. So, I'm going to dive on into the numbers. I'm going to keep it short and sweet, but home inventory numbers are something that I look at daily and track, and I do think it's the leading indicator to the housing market in terms of supply and demand. We've had a lack of inventory and supply over the last couple of years since COVID hit, which is put upward pressure on prices. We've had double-digit appreciation rates over the last couple of years, but I think that is slowly starting to change, and it's one of the reasons why I am starting to track this. Just want to keep a close eye on what's going on, and so let's dive on into it. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to start out with sharing a little bit of news. And this week on Monday, Zillow announced, let me share my screen. Okay, so Zillow announced that they're getting rid of Zillow offers. So Zillow's been a huge player in the iBuyer sector of the housing market, and they've been buying a ton of homes. And on Monday, they just announced that they were getting out of the home buying business, and they're blaming it on inexperience of being able to the supply chain as far as vendors and just workers to get things done. But I would suspect that it's far more than that. And they're actually, being very, very smart. They've got more data than anybody in terms of seeing what's going on a national level. And my guess is they're starting to see things slow down, and they don't want to get caught holding the bag, because their home buying business on the buy and the flip, their margins are really, really small. If you look at their P&L, they're a publicly traded company, so you can go in and look at their numbers. But they make a lot of money on the affiliate side of things, on all the other affiliate services when they go and sell a home. But if you look here, first quarter of 2021, they bought 1,856 homes. And then second quarter, they bought 3,805 homes for a total of 5,661 homes. And who knows what they bought in the third quarter. So they've got a lot of inventory to get rid of. So they're going to spin it off to where they don't panic the market, in my opinion, because again, they've got a lot of inventory to sell off, and they don't want to get caught holding the bag. So that's just a little bit of news, and again, something to keep an eye on. We'll take a look at some of these other companies to see what they do as well. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and dive into the numbers. So each and every week, I log into the MLS, and I track the numbers for Tucson. And this week, I'm going to do something a little bit different and add a couple things in order to give us even a better view of what's going on here as far as inventory levels. So if we look at Tucson this week, and then I'm going to jump over to an Excel spreadsheet, and we're going to take a look at the chart just so you can get a better idea visually of what's going on. So as of this week, for single family homes, there's 1,041 active single family homes listed in Tucson. If we go to manufactured homes, and that number shows up right there, manufactureds, there's 68 manufactureds listed in all of the MLS for Tucson. And condos, we've got 63. And for townhomes, we have 86 active listings. So now I'm going to pull up an Excel spreadsheet, and we're going to plug in those numbers and give you a visual of what's going on. So single family homes, we had 1,041. Manufactureds, we had 68. Condos, 63. Townhomes, 86. So as of this week, there were 1,172 active listings. That's a net difference change from week to week of 24 listings. Since I started doing this back in July, when I started to feel this market to shift, inventory levels have increased by 31.91%, so almost 32%. And this week's weekly change is 0.26%. So if we jump over to a chart here, that gives you a better visual of what's going on. So when I started doing this almost 2 months now, so you can see that inventory levels are definitely starting to tick up. And, healthy supply and demand in Tucson, in my opinion, inventory levels are still low. So it's still a seller's market, still a great time to sell. But again, we're starting to see homes sit on the market a little bit longer, days on the market's going up. So there's some really key indicators, and I'm going to show you where to go to get the big picture of the monthly report that comes out so you can dive deeper into what's going on. And one of the things that I'm going to start to do and is I am going to start to, let me take this down for a sec. So each and every week, just to give us even a better idea what's going on, I am also going to take a look at Zillow, because the one thing with Zillow is they also have for sale by owners. And in the MLS, there's a lot of little sections in the MLS as far as tracking. And just Tucson, I'm not picking up everything. So if I jump over to Zillow, one of the things that I'm going to start to track is the active listings on Zillow. And if you look here, agent listings, those are listings in the MLS. There's in Tucson and the surrounding area. So we're picking up everything. There's 1,682 listings. And then the other are for sale by owner. So there's 429 listings on Zillow that aren't in the MLS. And what I'm going to do with that data is I just started it this week. So I'm going to put that on an Excel spreadsheet and we'll track that as well. And it should parallel what's going on in the MLS. So one of the things that you can do is every month, TAR, the Tucson Association of Realtors, puts out the monthly home inventory statistical report. And each and every month, I dive deep. If you want to do a deep dive into everything that's going on, you can go to Tucson Homes and Lots. And if you click on the Tucson monthly inventory report, you can take a look. I do a little video where I just go over the key numbers. And then at the very bottom here, if you scroll down to the very bottom, if you click there, that's the full report, which will give you a really good idea of what's going on in the Tucson housing market. And one thing to consider, if you use us to buy or sell a home, you're more than welcome to use our moving truck. We've got a 16-foot. Let me share my screen here. So yeah, we've got a 16-foot box moving truck that if you use us to buy or sell a home, you're more than welcome to use our truck. Let me go back over here. Sorry, technical difficulties here. Okay, sorry about that. I'm just getting used to the live stream buttons here. So that pretty much wraps it up. I like to keep it short and sweet, but home inventory levels are definitely starting to creep up, and we're seeing some signs of a slowdown. It's still a seller's market. Inventory levels are still low relative to a healthy market. So watching these numbers, and as we start to approach 2,000 active listings in the MLS for Tucson, we're going to start to see more of an equilibrium. And I think it's just a matter of time before we get there. So if you're a buyer, be patient. There's definitely going to be some better buying opportunities. So again, thanks for watching, and I'll be back next Wednesday for the Tucson weekly home inventory report. And we're going to throw Zillow in there to get even a bigger picture of what's going on. So hopefully you enjoyed. Make it a great day.